Hey YouTube family, how are you today? I'm just here with a word of encouragement for whoever needs it, whoever watches, whoever follows. Hello. I appreciate you guys for liking, sharing, and subscribing. And welcome to Natasha Knows. Changing the platform up a little bit. I've always wanted to, just trying to figure it out, okay? So, if you've been liking the content thus far, thank you. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing, all that good stuff. That keeps the channel moving and grooving. And if you haven't, I hope that you stick around. And if you don't, I understand. I understand. I myself have stopped following certain content creators when they're in the middle of figuring it out. I don't normally unsubscribe though, because just in case. I mean, if we were on the wavelength at some point, on the same wavelength at some point, sometimes it comes back. And then sometimes not. I will pull an oracle card today during our chat. But I just wanted to talk about changing the way you think, the way you move, how it's not as easy. Nothing is easy when you want to shift it. Let's start there, okay? Nothing is easy when you want to shift it, when you want to change it, when you want to move. So you want to change careers into another, it's never easy, okay? Unless you know someone who is going to give you a job in that field, you normally have to get recertified. If you need certifications, maybe go back to school or things of that nature, maybe take free positions, right? You normally have to do something off the cliff to get you aligned into the new area that it is that you want to go into. And I just want to talk for a minute about, I'm the only entrepreneur in my family, like legally registered business entrepreneur, like fully functioning business entrepreneur. And it took a while for me to get out of the employee mindset to the boss mindset. I started my business in 2015, and it was hard to go from knowing that you were going to get a check every 2 weeks or every week to you might not get paid a quarter. So making payments and income stretch from previous quarters into the next and following quarters, which is something I'm shifting into now. Tax brackets are shifting and changing, which means when the money shifts and change, you have to align your spending habits to that, right? And as a person who's used to private villas or extravagant trips or just spending because I get it, those days are gone. I'm readjusting to new types of bills now, making sure that the websites stay up. And those are things that I've always been doing, but it's just a little different now. The time span between my payouts, commissions, and grants and private payments from contracts that I'm in are a little more spacey. So it's not necessarily a measurement by quarters. It's really a month to month, and I have to every month sit down and look at, okay, well, I'm not going to get any more payments in until June. So from here on, I will need to X, Y, and Z. And that's pretty much how I train myself. And then from that point on, I just minimize my living expenditures, And no, I don't have a Roku, but I have Netflix, Hulu, and Peacock. And between those three, I get some really good television if I, need to watch a movie and things of that nature. I try to cut out ads as much as possible. Anything that wants to feed me something other than what it is that I need to be fed. But there was no blueprint for me. So I am basically creating the business module, creating how to successfully transition from employee to business owner, how to create space for myself to make mistakes, right? Which is hard when you have to keep a roof over your head. I have 2 children, even though they're willing-bodied and of working age. They're still my children. They're still my boys, okay? One is in college, and the other one is finding his way. And you know, through he wants to be self-employed as well. And I have to tell him, like, this journey is no joy. You know, it's not a joy to be had. It's something to be proud of, absolutely, especially when you can accomplish it and work through. But it is not an easy task, especially when you don't have a blueprint, right? It's different being born into like a Johnson & Johnson family. There is blueprints of creating and having your own, right? When you are born into a family of hard workers and you go to work and you go to school and you get a trade, and that's how you be accomplished in life, it's kind of hard when they don't understand why you don't have money to do things, or when you can't go and just hang out just for the sake of hanging out. Like, I am putting spreadsheets together and trying to get business proposals together. I have to think a lot. And then I have to look for resources. A lot of things are not blatantly in your face, and you can start with Google, but after that you have to like really dig in when it comes to getting startup money, and you know, depending on if it's a product or if it's a service, and you know what type of intellectual property is around that. You have to, you know, try to save as much of what it is that you're building as possible, and the only way to be able to do that is by protecting yourself along the way. So yes, people tell you you can start a lot of things with no money, but at some point you're going to need money. You need money for an LLC. You need money to trademark. You need money to open up a business bank account. Okay, you don't need money for an EIN number, but you're gonna need to be getting money to claim anything with that EIN number. Like, what is the EIN number for? And knowing where you are, you know, on your self-employment journey, because everyone's not trying to be a Bill Gates or, you know, or a Beyonce, so to speak. Everyone's not trying to be a whatever, Oprah Winfrey. You understand what I'm saying? Some people just want to create for themselves, be able to sustain for themselves without relying on any type of governmental assistance, without having to rely on any type of stipend or rules or regulations. They want to be fully self-employed, and that means earning money your way in an cancel culture way, right? You want to safeguard yourself from that. So I do a lot of affiliations, which helps me with things like transportation for resorts and things where it can get tricky for me in regards to travel and trips to be able to do on my own. I have affiliates that I work with that assist in that. So maybe a trip someone wants to go on, I have a travel package for it through an affiliate. I will put that. These are just examples, right, of what I do, but I'm sharing them with you in hopes that it helps someone figure out how to get themselves out of their own rut, if that makes sense, in regards to their self-employment journey, because yours does not look like anyone else's on this platform. Understand that. Okay, not the JTs, not the, I don't know who else you may follow, you know, not any of the stock guys, not any of the, you know, any of the guys that, not Skip or anyone else that has their own business. You know, it looks for you how you want it to look for you. I live a very comfortable life. And I am grateful for the comfort, for the ability to pay bills. Now, the adjusting, yes, you have to adjust. And has there been times where I haven't had any money? Absolutely. You know, and then having to shift with the times, like when things like COVID happens, right? I had a lot of insurance companies that were not paying insurance policies, okay, because the word pandemic was not in it. That became a tricky thing for travel agents and travel concierges. I don't consider myself an agent. I'm really more of a concierge. I do private travel. I'm affiliated with companies, but Natasha Gori and Company is her own entity, and it does a lot of private governmental work. I'm MWBE certified, minority woman business entrepreneur, connected. I am in the system, and people can choose me to outsource through government filter systems. When they get money from the government to do certain types of travel work, they would contact me, and as long as they have a business like me on the contract, they get the full amount, but they have to pay me so much. But the government will keep giving them money because they use MWBE companies, which is, it basically forces business owners to use small businesses throughout the United States of America. Okay, and you can Google this information. And yes, no, there isn't any application fee, but the application is tedious. Okay, they are in your business. I mean, you are working with the government, right? So you need an EIN number. You need to be established as a business. You need to have a website. You need to be up and running and operational. And you need to know your stuff. You need to know whatever your industry is. Okay, the travel industry is something that I know inside and out, whether I'm traveling or not. I know the paperwork. I know the process. I know the ins and outs, where you can go, where you can't go, where you may have some issues with, if you need shots to go there. And what I don't know, I know how to research properly and look up as of current times to make sure that the information is correct. Now, I'm saying all of this to say you have to be proficient in something in order to be believable, in order to be trustworthy, in order for people to want to use your services. And I'm not saying you have to, because I just push my websites. I don't do a lot of social media work. My social media following is low across all social media platforms, Instagram, Twitter, and I don't post anymore on Facebook. I think I deactivated my Facebook page, business page, all of business page, personal pages. I'm just over Facebook and its regulations. Okay. And the whole meta thing and this and this and that. Now, people will tell you that your business won't survive without social media. I beg to differ. First of all, I'm going to differ with anything that anyone says, because all things are possible. Okay? All things are possible. There is a way to do everything. Ethically, morally, legally. There is a way to do everything, even no matter what it is that someone tells you that can't be done. And you can't do it unless you do it like this. Everything can be done. You see the card that came out today? Positivity. Stay positive in it. Stay focused on it. And I'm going to read the card, as a matter of fact. If you can, and even one thing, if you can find even one thing to be grateful for, it will restore you to the light. Please, dear God, let me always feel gratitude for something, even a tiny thing, in even the hardest situations. And whether it is love, there's not much of and most entrepreneurs will tell you there's not much of a love life. And if you have someone rocking with you that believes in you, hold on to them, you know, and let them be part of the process as much as possible, because it can be very lonely in entrepreneurship. It can be very lonely in building something that only you believe in, only you have seen, only you can be done. This is why I empathize, not sympathize, but empathize with Kanye West, because his brain operates on a level that the average human brain does not operate on. And what looks crazy to us, what feels crazy to us, what sounds crazy to us and offensive to other people, and I'm not excusing any behavior. I mean, like, he's offensive. Let's get it. And if you if you watch this documentary, I did not, but from what I'm hearing, if you watch this documentary, he's always talked the way he's talking now. So, is he different? No. He has more money from when he started, so it feels different. Probably because he's more boisterous, because he's more boisterous, and it's probably because he has more money, so he can be a little louder than everyone else, right? And that tends to happen when you have a little more coin. You can flex in ways that other people cannot, you know. And I feel the cards while I'm talking because it brings the energy forth that needs to be brought. Okay, I'm very oracle. And if you don't know what that means, it just means that I am very in tune to the cards, that I pray over my cards. I'm very in tune to my cards. So they feel me, I feel them, and source speaks when it is time to, which is why I fiddle the cards while I talk, especially if I'm going to show a card. So back to the discussion at hand, building what it is that is unseen to you, unseen to the world, but you have been getting glimpses of it, right? Let's say you have been seeing the finished product. There has been many of times where I have seen myself at board tables collecting funds, or I've been on, you know, and I'm not talking about dreams, like my eyes are open and I can see the end result of something. It's just like, whoa, how am I gonna get there? You know, like, I'm from a small city town, but I have traveled internationally and will continue to do so. And I've always been placed in places where I can have conversations with people who are beneficial to my journey. Okay, there is always someone I'm connected to, and not just family or friends. I mean, like, literally, I will go to an upscale place at a bar, have a meal, and introductions will be made. Or I'll run into someone from, you know, that I went to a city hall meeting and they introduced me to someone that they're with. And I'm always introduced in a way where people respect what I do, who I am, and it is never not beneficial in the long run. So with me being the type of person that I am, and with the type of belief that I have within myself and what it is that I can do, I'm always open to the doors that can be opened. And I'm talking big checks, like, so, you know, 6 figures or more at times. And it is interesting how source, the universe, God, Buddha, whatever it is that you believe in, will put you in places where you didn't know that you were one deserving of, or you didn't know that the outcome would end up the way it is, or has been the way it has, and things of that nature. So I just say to you, beyond staying positive, know what it is that you want. Know what it is that you want. Fight for that. And understand that understand that you are on your way to what it is that you want. And you know, it looks different for everybody, right? Some people work and then become entrepreneurs. Some people will work their product part-time while they are working a job, right? Some people will do like I did, just jump into the pool and think about how to swim later. Okay. Doesn't always work out for everyone like that. And did I know it would work out for me like that? Hell no, absolutely not. But you can't concentrate on how people view what it is that you do, and the people closest to you will be the most judgmental because they think they know you. They think they know you in a way that no one else knows you. They think they know what you're capable of and not capable of. They think they know. Their doubt and your doubt. There is no room for doubt. There is no room for their doubt, and there is no room for your doubt. I'm going to read this card as well. Offering all to the divine doesn't mean negativity never arises. But you can say, free me from this prison of doubt. I cast this burden to you. Show me your will and restore me to faith and confidence. Stay in your positivity. Denounce the doubt. Know who you are. Know what you know. And you know, if you need the day, then take the day. You know, they will tell you, you know, the Eric Thomases of the world, grind and grind till you die, grind till your fingers bleed, and grind till your no, I will say take breaks. Grind, absolutely grind. But you need to take breaks, okay? Because you cannot operate on deficiency. You cannot operate with an empty cup. You cannot operate when you are in worry and distress, okay? You have to pull back from those things so that you can align your mind with the correct answers that you need so that you can move forward. When you are, in a hurry, I got a deadline, I got to, even people under pressure miss pertinent points. I'm going to say that again. Even people under pressure miss pertinent points, even though you may like to keep telling yourself, I operate well under pressure, and I do my best work under pressure. Maybe tweet it. Tweet how you apply the pressure. Maybe don't wait till the day before something is due, right? Chip away at it day by day. Write a paragraph at a time, or a few things here and a few things there. So that way, when the pressure is on, you can put all those things together, and maybe all you need to do is correct the verbiage in the proposal. Maybe all you need to do is, you know, align the financing with what it needs to be done. Maybe all you need to do is have that final call with the lawyer. You know, it's easier to chip away at it day by day. My website, I go and I fix things day by day, adjust the links and correct things that need to be corrected. So therefore, when it is time to launch it, publish it, show it to the world, it is done. My son in the background, they're in and out all of the time because they have lives of their own, right? And am I going to stop recording? Absolutely not. Loneliness. When you stop fearing your aloneness, you stop settling for less than you deserve. May I embrace the love and love my solitude. And that's when kindred spirits can finally come. You know, how do I deal with my loneliness? I embrace it. And I deal. Like, okay, I know you here. You want to be hugged. You want to be cuddled. You know, you want someone to giggle with. You want someone that understands your humor. You want someone to travel with other than your mother and your sister, right? You want someone who you can talk travel with, right? You want someone who you can, and this is for me talking about myself, like, you know what you want specifically, right? You know how you want someone to feel, think, and be around you. And unfortunately for entrepreneurs, it is very hard for that matchup. And I mean, hey, we're working for ourselves. So people with our types of mindsets don't just magically get matched up with someone. You know, we don't have the same idea of let's get married and retire and live in Cabo for the rest of our lives, or we can retire and live in the Keys after we turn 72 or 78, or you know, whatever the new retirement age is now. Entrepreneurs don't think that way. Most entrepreneurs, when they think of retirement, will still be working to some capacity. And that is the fact. Most entrepreneurs will work until they pass on to the next realm to some capacity. Not saying you will be full throttle working hard, but you will be doing some type of work. And you know, I just want you to stay tapped in, tuned into who you are, what it is that you are doing for your life, for your way, for your journey. And remember, positivity, doubt, and loneliness is the focus for just today. And if you want to, you know, freeze frame the cards as I've shown them, reread them to yourself, and reinstill in yourself the positivity that you need to push through. Continue to do that to knock out the doubt from yourself. Not necessarily trying to prove anything to anyone else, because, you know, there is satisfaction in being like, I told you so. But the greater satisfaction is not only the I told you so, but the sustainability of it. To be able to actually pass a thing down or move a thing along with how you see your life and where you see things going for yourself. I don't care if you're a singer, rapper, actress, if you sell a product, if you sell a service, whatever your entrepreneur, whatever your journey is, it's about staying in the thick of it, even when it looks like, maybe they were right. No, they weren't. They were not right. You are right. Stay on your journey. Look at me picking. Stay on your path. Stay on the focus line of why you got into this in the first place, right? For the freedom of a thing, for the educational purposes, for the knowing that it is possible. Because it is, you know. Loneliness will end. All things come to an end. Find ways to deal. Have ice cream. Read a book. Do something with another loved one, a cousin, a sister, a brother, a homie if you have them. Most entrepreneurs don't really have a lot of friends. unless they are walking the same journey as you. And that's an accomplishment within itself. Okay? So stop taking the little things for granted. If you do have people around you that support you, that is a great thing, because a lot of people are like truly alone on this journey, like myself. Okay? No one understands what I'm doing or know why I'm doing it but me, because I'm tired of trying to explain to them how different of a life I want, and you can't get that working a 9 to 5. You just can't. Okay? So, with that being said, yeah, let's pull an Abram Hicks card for a nice little end to our lovely boosting talk, right? I don't know what I'm going to call these little segments, but I'm hoping that you'll sit through them. Some of them are going to be, this one looks like 31 minutes. Some of them are going to be 20. Some of them are going to be 10. You know, I'm just going to chat and talk until Source says, yeah, you've gotten your thought out. That is it. Right? Let's see what Abram has to, what positive, beautiful, positive note she can end us on. One card, my love. Thank you. I am in the perfect position to get there from here. Love when God does that. Nothing has to change in your environment or in the circumstances that surround you for you to begin to deliberately allow your own connection to the stream of well-being. You are in the perfect place right now to begin. Blessings to you on your journey, sending you love, positivity, and lots of sunshine. Spring is here, but I feel like it is still dragging its tail. It's coming, y'all. Stay focused. Love ya.